wedded couple joining us via phone, Matthew and Janelle Williams. We welcome you. How are you both doing?
Hi. We're
Hi,
doing
I'm doing well as well.
wonderful. Welcome to the program, and we're looking forward to a great time this evening, Matthew and Janelle, right?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
totally awesome stuff.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell all your friends, make everybody join because we have to hear this, right?
Yeah.
So let me do the intro. What is this new feature? The newlyweds. The newlyweds is a couple. The newlywed is a couple who've been married for 6 months to a year, and they will share their story of love with us from how they met to the engagement to their COVID wedding, their experience, and also sharing space, budgeting, job loss, or pay reduction, or so much more. The challenges, right? The newlywed will be aired every fifth Thursday right here inside to happen to hold. The show will also, have a game, a newlywed game. You have to stay with us. I can't tell you all about it. So we want you to be a part of this. Today, our newlyweds, Matthew and Janelle Williams. And this is our fourth episode. But before we get into the meat of the matter, because they have a lot to talk about and we're going to have lots of fun. So now, we welcome you to the truly marvelous program to happen to home. Very happy to have you both.
Thank
But
you
who
for
are the
having me.
Williamses? They were joined in holy matrimony on June 19, 2021. And at that time, it was Janelle Waugh. She's going to change her name. So they both dated for what? For almost 2 years or 2 years. And they
Yeah.
attend the Church of God of Prophecy. Matthew is a microbiologist by profession, and Janelle is an entrepreneur. To love each other like Christ loves us, to be selfless, and to respect each other are three main principles, right, for the Williamses union. Wonderful. And I'm sure a lot of persons are encouraged listening to what I'm saying about you, right? Uh, there are three principles they believe will aid the ultimate goal of their union, which is to grow in love, stay with each other forever, and demonstrate God's love for man. To be selfless and to respect each other are three. To love each other like Christ loved us, and to be selfless and to respect each other are three main principles for the Williamses. A quick fun fact about Matthew: he can't swim. Well, that's not a requirement to be married, is it? Matthew?
No, it's not a requirement. She can swim, so she can save me if anything.
Okay. Quick fun fact about Janelle: she was trained to be a goalkeeper for one summer during high school. Goalkeeper for what, miss?
Football, of course.
I didn't go. So let's get to know the Williamses now. Where did you both meet?
We met at a convention for Church of God of Prophecy. It was a national one, right?
Yeah, we met at our church's national convention.
Oh,
But the surprising thing, we have
mm-hmm,
always been in the same circle thereabout.
mm-hmm.
Because her brother is actually my god brother.
Shocking news, yeah.
But I
And
really didn't know her. And I never took note of her any at all.
I didn't take note of you either.
Oh, really?
So we never really spoke up until that time. So we weren't friends, but our friends were friends and so on. But he was not in my circle at all.
Hmm. So, what made you clicked? I wasn't reached the falling in love yet. What happened while you clicked?
Well,
I was minding my business, and then I was approached by a young man who then started to speak with me, and then from there, we just never stopped speaking. I guess I don't know. You'd have to
yes.
ask the young man who approached me.
So,
So hold on. So you were walking, you hold on your head and you kick a stone, and then you look up to see this young man, and he approached you. And what did you feel?
Yeah, something like that. I was minding my business on the grounds of the convention.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew came up to me. I cannot recall his first words,
I don't remember. I know that I said hello. That's the
but
first
it
word.
was, probably just hi, hello.
I was,
Mm.
I saw her and she looked great. So I was like, all right,
But
cool.
of
Let me just
course,
talk
You
to
never
her.
see her before. You've been seeing her.
No, like she didn't catch my eye
there's
before
no
that.
recollection of us seeing each other before that day.
Yeah, so,
Oh, just
so
catch
I'm
your
like,
eye.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke to her, found out what she liked, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Then the conversation was going really well. So I was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
take my number. Um,
Oh,
He was
okay.
behaving slick, you see me?
I'm
So he was
telling
just
you.
like, "Oh, you take my number, you message me, I won't take your number."
What? You're bold.
you had to put the chances out there. It's yes or no.
Oh, so you humbly and gently took the number, Janelle?
Yes, I did. I did take the number and I did
Mhm.
message him the next day.
Oh,
I didn't wait any days or anything.
That was good.
I messaged him the next day.
so you messaged him, because you felt something?
I messaged him not because I like felt anything like relationship wise, but I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, this is a cool guy
Mm-hmm.
to just be friends,
Mm-hmm.
and we were friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's actually in high school, and so started
Right.
from there.
We were in sixth form at this time.
Okay. So, Matthew, can you tell me when everything changed now? Because it's from a friend business now, and it looks like, well, I really like this girl. What
That
happened?
it was after conversations for a bit, and I was like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
She's nice. I can talk to her like a friend fully. I don't have to hide things. When we started to talk with, if we were correcting each other, it was cool. There was
Mm-hmm.
no tension to worry and say, okay, I can't say this to her because she'll take it
Right.
badly. And I'm like, all right, that's a good character. I see it with my parents that if one person has a disagreement or something that is not great or whatever, they're able to communicate amicably. So I'm like, all right, cool. I see this
Well,
in
I'm a
John.
cool person. I'm a cool girl.
So I'm like, all right.
Confident girl.
So I just decided to
Right.
start
So,
to work on it.
when did you both realize now that there's a thing called falling in love?
Ah, I,
Long.
I can't. I think it was when I was in university. I think my last year in university,
Mm-hmm.
we were. I was just coming out of a relationship. I remember, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I was talking to my mommy about it and everything. I was like just sharing with her a little thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think she mentioned Janelle's name. I don't remember how that conversation went, but I kind of brushed off what she said. Like she was, oh, it's Janelle because she would have spoken about seeing we keep on
Mm-hmm.
talking for these many years.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's good. She's at her school at UTech. I'm at UA. We're
Mm-hmm.
good. And then I don't remember what happened, and we started to do little
I
dinners together.
I know what happened. So we met while we were in high school, and then we kind of slipped out of touch during like first moments of university, and then our church church has a club for universities called Campus Link, and he was appointed the president and I was appointed the secretary. And that's how we started to, I guess, rekindle our friendship and start talking again. And then from there, I guess as friends, we go out and girl of our belly used to get invites for food and dinner. I'm just like, yes, girl can live this life. This is a nice life. This is a nice life.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, I remember now. So when she came over for dinner one day, and my friend was my friend from a while. He was like making a commentary of, as I was saying, moving from this new relationship, and I'm just having Janelle over as a friend to eat dinner and so on.
Mm-hmm.
He was making a commentary like, are you sure about leaving the other person? And then I felt to defend her. And so I was
Okay.
like, what?
Mhm.
Why am I defending her and we don't have
Why not
anything?
defend me?
Right.
So from then I started to think about the feelings that I was having, and I said, all right, cool.
The
I think
feeling that you felt that you never felt before.
I believe so.
Yes.
So now you're now an item. So did you know at some stage, at what stage did you know, Janelle, that he was kind of the one, you know?
I think I can say in my heart, I truly knew that he was always the one. I guess my friends can attest that. Um, I wasn't really into the marriage thing because, I was a strong, independent girl, making moves on her own, and I'm going to do this all by myself. But every time I thought about like getting married, Matthew's face was
Came
always
up.
the one
Mhm.
that I would see. And I was just like, God, what are you telling me? But I kind of just brushed that aside because marriage was not really in the picture for me. I wasn't really wanting to get married. But when you fall in
You
love,
spoke about your parents. Yeah. When you fall in love and what?
that perspective kind of changed. I'm just like, all right, this marriage thing look like it can work.
Do you think your parents were influential in any way, Matthew or Janelle?
For me, no. In terms of my decision,
Mhm.
no, no, I don't think they were influential. Well, I don't know what
Matthew?
to say.
Matthew spoke about your parents, and you've seen them. They're married, right? So you're seeing
Yes.
them together. And was that a big gift for you?
Well, that helped with my choice and the who I would look forward to, who I
Mhm.
and the characteristics that I would aim to aim to see in the person I would want to marry.
Right.
So that's what really happened for me. Because they
Great.
set a good example of
Wonderful. We're talking with Janelle and Matthew Williams, newlyweds. Tell us about the engagement. Was it one of those over
that.
the moon stuff?
Jana would have to tell us.
Over the
Parachuting out and going on one knee and stuff like that.
Yes, it was going on one knee. Over the moon. I'm not too sure. But it was a fantastic moment. Very magical. I was tricked into going out with my friend to get dressed. And then all of a sudden, the dinner arrangement didn't work out. So we ended up going for ice cream. And then from ice cream, I got a call from my dad that I need to come home and show him something. I got a call to then, to come where he was. When I went there was this big setup. And I said, girl, love our belly, girl, a big setup with fine dine, salmon, curried salmon, and baked potato, wine
What?
glass, and all kind of things. All kind of things, Auntie Colleen, and candles and lights. And I say that girl feel nice, and music a play and all. It was really good. Went down on
Hey,
one knee.
really?
Went down on one knee and
Uh-huh.
it was all in my tag. I know me not remember what he said because I'm
I
just
thought you were
like
listening.
You're in awe.
I was indeed in awe. I'm just like, when did all of this happen? Because I was at home to get dressed and
Oh my
I left
goodness.
for a couple of hours and then came home to all of this excitement.
Wow. So, Matthew, you're romantic?
Well, I try my best.
So, how was that for you?
It was good actually.
Mhm.
At points, it was kind of I wanted everything to be
Perfect.
somewhat perfect.
He was nervous. I have video to prove how he was shaking getting
Mhm.
dressed.
So,
Were you worried that if you asked her, she would say no?
oh no, no, no. I
Oh,
wasn't
you
worried
were.
of that. I just wanted that she didn't come home before I get everything done and everything put
Okay.
together. What am I going to say?
Mhm.
Because I don't really like to write speeches like those. I want it to be
Mhm.
heartfelt.
So
So
like what you say when you go on your knee, no? Because your knee don't hurt you when you're down there. I was wondering.
I don't remember at the moment, I just think
It's
that
1 year ago you married. What?
it was in the moment. I didn't write it down. I didn't rehearse it. Just said, all right, let's just
Wait.
do it spontaneously and go.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I said that I wanted my life forever. I'm sure that was
Oi.
part of it.
Okay. Lord. Very hot indeed. So after that, no, um, premarital counseling was high on the agenda.
Yes.
How was that?
It was actually a very good one.
Yes.
Reverend Richard Beckford was there sponsor, and it was actually really good and eye-opening actually,
Really? Why?
because it challenged us to get rid of any selfish ambition that we'd have.
Like what?
Uh,
I guess the
doing things
me,
on our own, yeah.
yeah. I was
Mm.
thinking it's all about me, but to ensure that we include the other in all our decisions in our day to day, to ensure that we're moving on the same wave, and it's a us thing. It also opened our eyes to all the things that we discussed in life.
Mm-hmm.
To say how marriage is really a combination of two lives into one.
And really making that choice to take the different aspects of what we decide on being important to us or important to our family and bring it to being important to us at this present. So it really
When
helps.
when all this was being unfolded to you, were you nervous now? Say, am I making the right decision?
Yes, I prayed, I prayed about it consistently because I was like, God, I'm not about to mess up my life. So
Mm-hmm.
please ensure that we are correct. And so he did so for sure.
What about you, Janelle?
I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. Mind you, I did say that, he was the only face that I saw. So, if it wasn't him, then I guess it would have been nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But, we were action to get married. So I believe that word, and that word really gave me confidence in saying, okay, this is rightful going forward.
Mm. Right. So we did all the counting and stuff. We're ready for the planning of the wedding. What was the plan for this dream wedding?
There was no dream wedding.
I like what you said. There was no dream wedding.
There's no I wasn't I'm kind of unconventional, unorthodox. I like things that are not the norm. So if it's not tradition, I'll definitely head in that direction. So there was no dream. And God made it in such a way that he would have provided that we wouldn't need to spend a lot on our wedding in terms of the budget wise and the money flowing in, because I was, we have a YouTube channel and we were talking about it on our live last night, similar to what we're talking about now, in celebration of our anniversary. And I was just like, God made my mom get such a fantastic idea to start a wedding bridal company, decor and wedding dresses and veils and all those stuff, so that I wouldn't have to buy a dress or rent a dress.
Mm-hmm.
So it was already provided. So I went into the closet and I took up a dress. Remember, there was no dream. So I just went with the flow of everything. I took up what could fit me. It was my style. I was just like, yes, God, that's you. And my mom took care of the decor, everything. It was amazing. So basically, all of that was kind of okay, taken care of.
You're really kind of unconventional because a lot of girls, getting married. That would not be just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know for sure that that would not just be that, but I am not spending no 50 $100,000 on no dress that I'm gonna wear one time.
Not a girl who love her belly. That's
I
the business hungry. Matthew, what did
Yes.
you want for the wedding? Men are normally very, okay. Did you?
I
What
was
did you
one of
want?
those meals that were just okay, and I didn't know what I wanted for the wedding. I
Never
literally
mind.
went to her, asked her what's the color code that I can put the guys
At
together.
least you asked that.
Um, what should I put? What tie should I wear?
Mhm.
All that. I just went and asked for all those help, and just help where I could,
Mhm.
but I had no
So,
thought of it.
so COVID didn't really have an impact on the wedding. You know, some persons had to change their arrangements because of the decor they wanted. Maybe they wanted to be out on the beach. They wanted like 500 persons. What about you?
It
Did
it
COVID change any at all?
it did. We when we were about to get married, it was at 15 persons, but we
Mm.
prayed. We're all sending a letter to the prime minister. Hopefully, he read it and saw because it was 50. It was
So
for
you wrote to the prime minister to say
yeah,
what?
Yes, yes, we
because
write
50
letter, go
but
pan
To the
fasting
prime
and
minister
prayer.
to say what?
Prayer
yes,
fasting.
because the churches were able to have 50 persons,
Uh-huh.
and we were going to have our wedding in the church, and we're like 50 wedding, isn't it the same thing kind of set up?
So I don't know if you could write the prime minister and have that conversation with him.
We did not have a conversation with him. Up to now, I am not even sure if he saw the letter. I just know
It's
we
no,
wrote the letter. We sent it to an email that we were provided with, and we prayed and we fasted,
and
and
he
the
changed it to
numbers went
50.
from 50 to 50 before we sent out our invitations.
So God
Yeah.
was good. We got the 50 that we needed.
Oh boy. So that changed that. Tell us
Yeah,
about the day now. So you had 50. You now had 50 now.
Yeah, we had
50
50, and
persons.
there was no issue with where we wanted to have it,
Mhm.
because unconventional. I did not have a beach wedding, a garden wedding. Girl was getting a venue for free, so I took it, the church that my mother pastored.
No man, it's unconventional, it's straight church and
Yeah.
for your and your auntie house. That's me.
Mm-hmm. Right. We
Right.
get my church for free, we take it for free.
Hmm. And so how
um
was the day?
the day was a beautiful day. I remember it like yesterday, maybe because I watched the wedding video recently.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was good for me too. I remember getting ready and, and my best friend saying to me, "Yes, it's real now and everything." And
Mhm.
yeah, it was good. It was a good day. It was really nice.
Yes, it was a beautiful day, except I was
It turned
kind of,
out exactly what you wanted it to be.
yes, but I was kind of edgy in the morning because the
Why?
groomsmen were late. So that made the photographers late to take pictures of me getting ready, and I did
Hmm.
not get to take pictures with my bridesmaid. So that kind of made me a little sad in the morning. But by the time I got to the church, I guess I was fine. Everything went well. A beautiful wedding, with fog, and in the church was beautifully decorated by my mom. Like, it was breathtaking,
Hmm.
absolutely amazing.
So
Yeah,
pretty much you did this all by yourself along with your mom. You didn't have a fancy wedding planner.
and my matron of honor, who she does marketing and does events, so she was a big help as well. And she previously got married before me, so she kind of did it already. So she kind of just passed down everything to me.
Were you nervous on that day, Janelle?
Nervous about everything going well and everybody being on time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was nervous about that part, ensuring that the day went spot
Went well.
on well.
And we're going to talk some more about their life, the Williamses. So now, let's go over here. Welcome back. So we continue our discussion and we're talking about their first anniversary was on June 19. How was that for you? How was your anniversary?
It was really great.
Okay.
Um, we had a good time, a good week spending
Yeah.
together.
Yes, our anniversary was awesome. It was awesome. I had an amazing time. We went to Yaman Adventures and we did a full day there. And then We were blessed with a stay at a resort that we enjoyed fully, except for the first night when we had some bad food. But after that, it was an amazing week.
You sound like some adventure seeker. Anyway, let's talk about the home. Have you fully adjusted to sharing this space? How was the transition for you both? It's 1 year now.
It has been good actually. The transition, I guess the counseling helped a lot. Really did. Like most, for the most part, the disagreements are easily resolved and quickly passed over. So we had a quite easy transition. No big bumps where we
Hmm.
wonder about life and the things. God has been faithful.
Uh,
What
I'm
about
still
you, Janelle?
I'm still learning.
Why?
I'm
What happened now?
still learning. I have a hard head and I'm very stubborn, so it's kind of rough sometimes. Like denying yourself and just accepting someone else's thoughts and way of life to try to change it into how they would probably prefer it. But it's been a good journey. I've been enjoying myself with the best man in the world.
Hmm. What are some of the things that you find mostly annoying?
I can say when I am cooking and he finds the need to come and place his input in, say, no, add this, or generally not this, and I'm just like, sir, you are not the one cooking. It is
Can
me.
he cook?
He is a chef.
Oh, that's why you know,
I
Janelle.
So,
prayed. One thing I prayed to God for, God, please let me marry a man who can cook. Not just cook, but who loves to cook.
Eh,
chef,
really?
you can do a
I got
thing.
my heart's desire. He's a chef.
Okay, that's why he interferes when you're cooking.
Yes.
Hmm. What is some of the things that what is one thing you're not particularly keen on? Um,
Matthew,
Matthew.
Um, I'm trying to think of it. Like,
so hard to find, isn't it?
not that way. Trying to choose which one.
Which one?
So there's this one thing that, like, I like when nothing is cluttered, right?
Mm,
And so if
mm.
there's a clutter, and especially if I'm kind of either trying to work things out in my mind and maybe have a issue at work to deal with, or
You
have a
don't want that to be
communication.
in your space. You
So
don't want that to be bothering you.
yes, like clutter really bothers me at that point in time.
So you
So I
both
start
talk
to do
about
it.
it.
Come again, please.
You both talk about it. That some
Yes.
of these things feed each other. You know.
But sometimes Jan will say, just leave it till morning. And I'm like, no,
He always chooses to
I have to do it
declutter
now.
in the nights when I am in bed and want to sleep. What else am I supposed to say? Wait until morning, like, please. All I'm asking.
I don't know. It is a thing that happened when I was in university and in my room, and I just decided to.
It's like him get a burst of energy at like
Right.
9, 10 o'clock when it's time to go and sleep.
And like you want to just pull shit over here and say, go on to your bed. Right.
Yes, exactly. Like just come, brush your teeth and come sleep, please.
But you know,
All right.
sometimes I need that right
Okay.
before bed to think about things and to clear my mind. So I guess
Right. See. Talking about home, who is better at finances? And was this established before? So who is better at the finances?
I think we
Um,
both pull that weight, but I maybe tip over to my scale more.
no. You see, we
Okay
spoke
then.
about it in counseling, and we had the same debate. I think we're on a level playing field,
Hmm.
but when I think I deserve something, I'm gonna get it. It doesn't depend on the price. Once I can afford it,
Yeah, but you can have conflict like that. No, Janelle, you have to talk about it and to see where
Yeah,
the
we do talk
shortfall.
about it. We don't
yeah.
don't
So
do
we
buys out
so
of it.
so we talk about it, and I'm just like, yes,
I hear you.
I'm gonna get that shoes, okay, babe. And he's just like, how much it costs? I'm just like, never, don't worry about that, man. God will provide, which he always does.
Okay, got you. What has been the biggest challenge you have to overcome as a couple since you've been married?
What has been the biggest challenge?
Ah,
I have no challenges.
that's what I'm
Wow.
trying to think of it.
I'd say, I guess, learning to fully trust each other in every capacity.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
just growing in trust.
Because you might be able to, you're used to something being done this way.
Mhm.
Like, you might see it being done the next way, and you have to. I know that for me, I have to say, okay, Janelle can cook good still, so don't come in her way, leave her alone.
But
I know you might want this makeup of the taste to go through that way, but leave it. I'm sure it's still going to taste great. Or let's say, what else? If we're moving something to this side and Jan says, I'm going to pick up this and do that. Like, you don't want me to just do for you and then stuff like that.
Yeah,
you both have strong personalities, you would say?
yes.
Actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's definitely trust, and also to learning to love each other in their individual love languages and not how we ourselves would want to be loved.
Mm. What is your love language?
I like nice things, I like nice company, and I like food. So I guess, when somebody brings me food, I feel very loved. Like I'm on top of cloud nine, as well as quality time.
Right. Right. What is your love language, Matthew?
I would say quality time and yes, quality time, physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
Reassurance.
I guess words, and that's it. I really like, don't really
Right.
kiss that
Okay,
much.
let's talk about your date nights. Let's talk about your date nights. Tell us about one of the most creative date nights you've had to date.
Oh,
Um,
Mm.
Creative.
how creative are they? We just try to keep it consistent, Just try to keep a date night every night, every Wednesday night,
Every Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
no matter how short it is. What's our creative one? Well, most creative one would be like when we do double dates with their best friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or I guess the most creative ones would be like when we cook a new dish for the
Okay.
other.
Yeah, that's true.
What are some of the favorite things you do together you just love doing together?
What show
I guess cooking too, the new
and
dish.
Oh, I
cooking,
love
like
movies. Nice.
experimenting with new dishes across the spectrum of cuisines.
Mm-hmm.
And also being adventurous together.
Drive out to go see nature,
Mm-hmm.
take a
All
walk.
right. Let's go to the icebreaker segment now. Ready?
Icebreaker. No, I'm not ready.
Why? Come on.
I don't
Come
know
on.
what the
Janelle.
icebreaker is.
Who said I love you first?
Me.
How you know?
How I know?
Yes.
Because she was the
Because
one who
I
said
said it
it.
first.
Ah, great. Okay. Who is the introvert in the marriage?
Me.
What do you
Janelle
think,
is.
me?
Janelle is.
Me. You are the introvert? No, sir.
Janelle
Why you
is.
say that? Why you say
Janelle.
that?
I like to stay inside. I like my own space. If I don't particularly know you, I am not the one to come up to you and start a conversation.
Good thing I started the conversation this evening. Okay. Who is more likely to laugh out loud in a moment they shouldn't be laughing?
Oh, that's
Janelle.
definitely Janelle.
Janelle for sure.
Please, worries in the place, right? And I
Yep.
just see Matthew turning purple.
Just don't fall in front of me. I'll stretch out a hand laughing. You all right?
Right. Matthew, which object or which item would you describe Janelle's personality to?
Which item?
Yeah, which object? I don't know. So
I
it
guess a
could be
balloon.
A balloon.
a balloon.
Yeah,
What?
it's quite. It's enjoyable and everything and bouncy and bubbly.
A balloon.
But one wrong prick and she can go down and be all quiet again.
But once to get that picture, she gone down. She never come back up with her because she have to get a new balloon.
I guess.
Janelle, which pastry would you describe Matthew's love towards you?
Pastry. I'd say a macaron.
Why?
It's delicate.
It breaks easily,
If it's not done right. So once you love correctly, which she does in the right way, then it's perfect. Delicate, sweet, not too sweet, not too
Not too sweet.
overpowering.
Okay.
It's just the right amount.
Right.
Just
Thank
the right
you.
amount.
If there was one food you could give up, what would that be? It's for both of you.
One food. I think rice. Rice can give up in a heartbeat. I had it so much in life it can be given up.
What about you, Janelle?
I agree. Rice can be the selection.
So give it up. All right. If you could meet one couple mentioned in the Bible, who would you want to meet?
Who would I want to meet? I think I would want to meet
Abraham.
Yeah, I was just Abraham and Sarah.
Abraham and Sarah.
I really want
You
to.
both. Okay. Who is harder to wake, Janelle or
Matthew.
Janelle, I'm the lightest sleeper.
We both sleep light, but I guess in terms of to get up, I guess it would be me for sure. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. When I was younger, I wanted to get married, by age ...
26. Matthew, it's your turn.
So
What?
I don't know. I think 27. I think I did.
So what age did you get married?
I got married at 22.
And 23 for me.
Okay, we're gonna take a break and come back. More in store for
More?
all newlyweds. Yes, I want to hear more.
No
Take a break.
problem.
All right, we're back with you inside To Have and to Hold. We're having so much. We're talking today with Matthew and Janelle Williams, they're newlyweds, and they seem to be having such a wonderful time. We're in the final moments of our show, and I do hope you've been enjoying the show. Okay, so let's talk about the road to Have and to Hold, because you have quite a bit of ways to go. You've gone 1 year. What was your illusion of marriage versus the reality? I want to hear this from you both.
You go first.
Can I be? Wait, no. So I think maybe I thought it would be less work. I guess I'm not sure.
Definitely.
I thought it would be less work, but it takes a lot of selflessness and
Patience.
commitment
Time.
to really go through it.
What about you, Janelle?
I guess my biggest illusion would be that I agree with the work, because especially when you get upset and you have to forgive and you're just like, may I have to forgive him, Lord God, and then you just have to, because you can't go on with that build up of anger, because it's gonna spill over into other things and cause bitterness. So you just have to really take the time to work on yourself and just talk, communicate effectively, and share how you're feeling to actually just be able to forgive as well as the illusion of the woman has to, be the one to cook and clean and take care of all of the household stuff. That's not the definition of my relationship. We each share and help each other equally in where we see that things need to be done.
Great. What most do you look forward to in your marriage, both of you? She whispering. Yeah. That's okay. But
Jenna whispered sex. I guess
so why just push it over quick so it's okay.
Right.
for me, I think
Fine.
what I look forward most to is come home to be able to relax and de-stress and talk things about and have a friend at home. That's the great part.
Yeah.
Great. What about you, Janelle, apart from the sex?
Pillow talks, just playing and interacting and ramping and just having a good time with, chilling with my friend, my husband.
Right. People talk that divorce is on the rise. I don't know. I have not really studied the stats, but what do you think? There's something that the church, they always say, the church not doing enough, the church not doing enough. Is there something that the church should do, can do, to encourage young people to stay in wholesome marriages? Or is there something married couples can, show, like examples you can show? I don't know.
Well, I guess because we're not, this society really deals with lack of commitment, and it's really to emphasize that marriage is really about committing. It's not just about the tingly feeling that you feel on the inside that you get married to the person, but being able to commit and know that love is actually a commitment, as well as a feeling, as well as everything else that we call it to be. But I believe the church can really point out that marriage should be a commitment of love, just like what Christ has a commitment of love towards us. And so if we do as a church really emphasize and show, because if we understand that how much Christ loves us, then I do believe that we'll understand how much we should commit to loving each other in marriage. And I guess for marriage couples who are Christians, and even the ones who have or not Christians but understand the concept of committing to love, then that would go a long way.
Yeah, and I believe that we live in a generation where we go after convenience and anything that doesn't take too much of our time or too much of our work. So when something seems as though it's getting a little too harder than we can manage, or we just can't bother. So we just leave it by the wayside and just end up in bitterness. The church, as well as persons around us, can play an integral role in just speaking on how, as we said that I guess the part where we did not know that it would have been so much work that we would have put in. Yeah, so it's just, I guess, even in marriage counseling, I guess we got awesome counseling, even just in the counseling to ensure that, the couples understand that, you have to put in the work for it to strive. It's not about, because as you grow in your marriage, persons are going to change. They're going to want different things. So it's just about really understanding and putting in the work. And both parties have to be putting in the work, because when it's one-sided, it's kind of dreary for the other.
Right.
So
what lessons you know for sure you'll teach your children?
Never give up.
And really to love. To actually love. Really learn what love is. It's not about the emotions, but it's about a commitment.
Love is a choice.
Wonderful. Well, I have a special person who's going to join us on the phone. And I want Janelle and Matthew to identify this person. Well, you must know the person's voice, so let's see if we have them on the phone now. I'm waiting to get that green light to say the person is on the phone, and I, because I want this person wants to share with us. So good evening. Okay, still waiting. Right. Certainly hope you all have been enjoying the newlyweds, and we're just about joining, trying to get a guest to come on the phone to have a little bit of a conversation with us in the final moments. But marriage has been good so far in the 1 year.
Yes.
Yes, it's been good. We've had our ups and downs, roller coaster ride. Some days in everything, it's been a great. We have greater days than we have bad days.
All right, hold on now. I've got this guest on the phone. Good evening to you, my guest.
Hi, good evening. Good
How
evening,
are
Auntie
you?
Colleen.
It is. Come on, Janelle and Matthew, can you recognize this voice?
I'd have to hear it again. I am
Yes, your
not too
daddy.
sure, who it could be because this kind of sound like the person was just like, oh, wait, today you're coming on radio, right? So I'm not quite sure.
Okay, good evening again, my guest. How are you?
Hi, good evening, Auntie Colleen. I am very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. And thank you for joining me. You know these young people here?
Yes, I do know. I do know them
So you
quite
own
well
them?
too. Quite well. Matthew and Janelle, I know quite well from they were kids.
Right. So Janelle, you know this gentleman?
That sounds like Pastor Timanwa.
Your daddy?
I just had to say the pastor part.
Good evening, Janelle. Good evening, Matthew.
Good evening, Daddy.
So,
I'm just going to ask you in this little time that we have just to say a special prayer to this beautiful couple. We were talking earlier about, the if there are enough marriages within the church and with the problems that they're having. In half a second, just tell me what you think about the church and trying to build marriages in our society. Pastor Wall.
Yes, I actually was listening on the program. Very
Mhm,
good interview for
mhm.
the young people.
Right. So, what do you think about the church's involvement in building better marriages?
Well, actually, I believe that the church has grown a lot in that regard.
Hmm.
Um, Compared to when I got married 30 years ago to now, I think the church has improved significantly. And I believe nowadays, at least the church that I'm associated with, the Church of God of Prophecy, generally the marriage officers and pastors there are not going to perform a marriage unless they have gone through a series of counseling with the couple.
Right.
And I think with increased knowledge and understanding and more professionals present amongst us, we are getting good counseling done and good opportunities for counseling.
Mm.
So there could always be more that is done.
Right.
But I think at this point in time, the church is playing a very good role. Apart from the counseling, there are several sessions on marriage, and many churches now have family ministries that from time to time host conference and get speakers that seeks to, you know, help people to cope
Right.
in marriage and to have good marriages.
Got to get you one to have untold one of these days. Anyways, I want to just ask you to pray for this beautiful couple as we close this evening inside to have and to hold.
Okay. Almighty and sovereign God, the creator of this universe, the God who instituted marriage when you created male and female. We thank you that you are the sovereign Lord, and what you have established will prevail. Lord, I pray specifically this evening for Janelle and Matthew, who have been joined together as husband and wife. I pray, Lord, that you will bless them. We know and we are very aware that there is an enemy and an adversary who would seek to destroy and to put asunder. But we pray over them this evening that what God has joined together shall never be put asunder. We pray that they will have understanding hearts, that they will have wisdom, that they will be filled with forgiveness. Lord, that they will do as your word says in Philippians chapter 2. They will esteem each other better than themselves. And I pray, oh God, that they will not trust in their own strength, but as a couple in all their ways, they will acknowledge you. And as they do so, Lord, I pray that you will direct their path, that you will give them good success. Cause them to be an example of what a marriage ought to be. Lord, we thank you not just for them, but for all those marriages that are out there. I pray for those marriages that are struggling, oh God, that even listening on in this interview, Lord, it shall be a blessing and a source of refreshing. And persons will be engaged and so inspired to make a fresh start and renew commitment. We thank you for Love FM, for Auntie Colleen, and the work that is being done. And we give all praise and honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Wall. Thank you so much. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Matthew. Every blessing upon your lives, and we'll be in touch. All right. Thanks a million for being a
Thank
part
you
of the
very much
show.
for
Thank
having
you.
Yes.
us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to say thanks to our producer, Tony K. Bromfield, and to you, our listeners. Thank you so much. Special guests, Janelle and Matthew Williams. They've been married for 1 year and 11 months, heading into forever. And thanks to Pastor Timon Ward, Janelle's dad. We leave you with this quote: there's a difference between a wedding and a marriage. Make sure you want a husband and a life together, not just a diamond and a party. I'm Colleen Beckles, and this program is designed to have and to hold marriages. Have a very good evening. This is Love 101.